Hello, we are from Group 17. We are going to present about school bullying that consists of impacts, factors, and societal perception.
Hi, I'm Nuzata Habitatuaha. I would like to present the introduction for this topic, which is school bullying. First of all, this presentation reviews two academic articles that discuss school bullying in different contexts. One focusing on the local context in Malaysia, and the other examining a global context. By comparing these two case studies, this assessment aims to identify the key factors that contribute to school bullying, examine its impact on students, and explore societal perception toward bullying. This discussion highlights the relevance of school bullying to the study of anthropology and sociology, particularly in understanding the crime, deviance, and social control in contemporary society. So this is our article that from local and global, which is from Malaysia and USA. The first article is Bullying Experience and Life Satisfaction Among the Adolescents in Malaysia, Moderating Effect of Teacher. The second one is Peer Bullying Victimization, Psychological Distress, and the Protective Role of School Connectedness Among Adolescents. Then, this is short abstract note from the local article that was finding bullying is negatively related to student life satisfaction, meaning the higher level of bullying lead to lower life satisfaction. However, teachers' social support serve as a protective factor that further this relationship. When students receive strong support from their teacher, the negative effects of bullying on their well-being are greatly reduced or may even disappear. So, the usefulness of this article, this finding highlights key Malaysian factors and emphasize the importance of a positive social structure such as teacher support in reducing the harmful effect of bullying on students. So, for the global article that was in USA, there was finding students who experience both recent and long-term bullying are more likely to suffer from higher level of anxiety and depression. Having a strong sense of connection to their school can help reduce the impact of recent bullying on depression. However, continuous or chronic bullying still leads to serious emotional problems, even when students feel connected to their school. So, the usefulness of the article. The study demonstrates how social support within schools serve as a buffer against negative mental health outcomes among the adolescents.
For our article in local, which is Malaysia, the title is a bullying experience and life satisfaction among adolescents in Malaysia, moderating effect of teacher social. According to studies conducted in Malaysia, the majority of students in high school reported either begins bully or engages in bullying action. Physical aggression, verbal attack, and liberation bully are all typical forms of bullying in Malaysia school according to research. The acts of bullying has a negative impact in life satisfaction. Bullying, according to, is associated with lower life satisfaction and reduced social-creative skill development. Discover that bullying vacation at school was connected with a lower self-reliance, health, and healthy satisfaction among teenagers. Understanding the prejudices underlying dynamics of how experience with bullying affect teenagers in various contexts is critical, as is discovering foundation protective factor to mitigate the detrimental effect of bullying. Healthy student-teachers communication as well student practice of teacher care have been shown to improve life satisfaction, school engagement, and self-improvement. Positive student-teachers relationships were also linked to better emotion regulation and less depression symptom among students. The choice criteria were events at the alpha level of 0.05. This study includes 417 adolescents aged 14 to 16 all. Data is normally distributed with skewness value of plus minus 2.58 as proposed by Hare and all, and characteristic value of the layers than 10 across research variables. The current study has a markedly low underrepresented missing data rate, which is 0% to 7.94%. This study found that bullying does correlate to decreased level of life certification. Teacher assistance could be a protective factor in reducing the effect of bullying on adolescents. For the article from Florence, USA, the title is Pure Bullying, Victimization, Psychological Distress, and the Protective Role of School Connectedness among Adolescents. In the United States, bullying, victimization among children and adolescents is a serious psychosocial stressor and a common childhood adversity, according to the National Center for Educational Statistics. Almost 1 in every 5, which is 20.2% adolescents aged 12 to 18 has reported begin bullying at school in the previous academic year, while others have indicated that nearly 20 until 30% of U.S. youth are victims of bullying. Depression and anxiety are two of the most well-documented mental health effects linked to bullying victims. Both cross-sectional and longitudinal studies have found that bullying victimization at school is related with a significant risk of defection. School affiliation and participation in extracurricular activity are two key protective factors that may mitigate the relationship between bullying, victimization, and psychological distress in school setting. School connectivity has been linked to lower level of internalizing. This study used data from the FFCWS year 9 and 15. Data from year 9 and 15 were associated with respondent school level characteristics. The current analytical sample include 2,175 teenagers with complete non-missing data from each of the variables in the study, which is dependent, independent, moderator, and correlated. The study include 49.4% female and then 55.6% male and 50.2% non-Hispanics Black, a mean BMI per quintile of 68.4 plus minus 27.7 and an average age of 15.5 plus minus 0.7 years. A total of 11.9% of participants reported experiencing bullying at both age 9 and 15, which is a long-term bullying. And while 43.0 experienced bullying at age 9, and 5.7 experienced bullying at age 15, and 39.4 reported having no experience with bullying at any age. A linear regression analysis of the relationship between long-term results and proper bullying and psychological distress is persistent. Furthermore, adolescents who have been bullied in both time frames at age 9 and 15 experienced higher level of anxiety and sadness than those who have not experienced bullying.
Next is comparative analysis. This discussion compares two studies on bullying among adolescents, one in Malaysia and one in United States. Both show that bullying negatively affects adolescents' well-being, but they differ in context, methods, and outcomes. The Malaysian study, involving a 14 to 16 years old, found that bullying reduced life satisfaction. Importantly, teacher support acted as a protective factor, lessening the negative impact of bullying. This highlights the role of teachers in providing guidance and emotional support within Malaysian schools. In contrast, the US study, using longitudinal data from age 9 to 15 years old, focused on psychological distress, which is mainly anxiety and sadness. Here, school connectedness and participation in extracurricular activities serve as a protective factors, showing the importance of broader institutional and peer support over time. Despite these two differences, both studies emphasize that school-based support is crucial. The Malaysian study shows the immediate impact of teacher support, while the US study highlights the long-term benefits of connected school environment. Together, they suggest that effective anti-bullying interventions should combine strong teacher-student relationships with school-wide strategies that foster belonging and engagement, ultimately promoting better psychological outcomes and life satisfaction among adolescents.
Next, I will present key question. For the first article, first question is, what are the implications for school and policymakers? School should strengthen teacher-student relationships, teacher training, and supportive school climates to reduce the emotional impact of bullying. Next question, how were bullying and well-being measured in this study? Bullying, teacher support, and life satisfaction were measured using self-report questionnaires completed by Malaysian secondary school students. Next question, why is bullying an important issue to study? Bullying is an important issue to study because it can seriously affect how students feel about their life, school, and themselves. If bullying is not addressed, it can lower students' happiness and long-term well-being. Move on to the next article. First question, what are the implications for school and policymakers? Schools should foster strong belonging and inclusion early, as connectedness may prevent recent bullying from escalating into long-term psychological harm. Next question, why is bullying an important issue to study? Bullying is a serious issue because it is linked to lasting mental health problems. Understanding when and how bullying affects students help schools to intervene earlier. Last question, how were bullying and well-being measured in this study? Bullying was measured at age of 9 to 15, example, anxiety, depression, school connectedness were measures using standard mental health scale.
In conclusion, summarize is the key of learning unit 1, 3, and 12, which focuses on the theoretical perspective and fundamental concepts in anthropology and sociology. Summary of key findings of the learning unit, which is definition and scope. Anthropology is defined as the discipline that studies humans across all periods and parts of the world, focusing on the differences and similarities, both biological and cultural, within human populations. The term itself is derived from the Greek words anthropos, meaning human being, and logia is meaning study. Relevance to contemporary society. The discipline of anthropology and sociology are critically relevant in contemporary society because they provide the necessary framework of understanding and addressing complex real-world issues, which is one of them is addressing social challenges. Its sociological knowledge is highly applicable in dealing with today's most crucial social problems and in facilitating the development degradation. These fields inform the policies and practice necessary to promote social justice and human rights. Last but not least, relevance to anthropology. Is it the unit's focus on locating anthropology is central to the discipline's continued development and relevance, which is holistic and competitive perspective.